Hey everyone, welcome back to Great Sports Debates. We're excited to get into our Week 16 picks. 3 more weeks to cash until we hit playoff time. We're going to try something a little bit different today. I'm going to try to give you 5 that I really like. This is in honor of the Westgate Sportsbook. We've been talking about putting something together or working with them maybe next year. So let's just play around and see how that works. We'll do 5. I don't know if it's just 5 straights or if they do overs or unders. If you're someone who does that, you can let me know in the comment section below. I'm going to check it out if it's something we wind up getting into. But either way, let's start with the first game of the week. We got the New Orleans Saints at the Rams. You know I like the Rams. The Rams are on fire. I got them winning this game. I got them covering the 4. But I think I like even better than that. I like over the 44.5. If you look over the Rams' past few games, they got a lot of times they're putting up 30 or close to with some big numbers. So, you know, the Saints' defense is pretty good. You know, that might keep them in the high 20s. I think the Saints should be able to score a little bit as well, and I think that's going to get them over that mark. Next up, we got Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. This is a tough one. Cincinnati hasn't looked super impressive the last couple weeks. They did pull off the win at Minnesota. Pittsburgh's looked beyond awful. I'm not sure who their quarterback is starting. I don't know how much of a difference it makes, but I'm sure Kenny Pickett's definitely an upgrade over Mitch Trubisky. Either way, I don't look for Pittsburgh to score too much. Probably one we're not going to jump on, but we'll take Cincinnati minus the 2.5 there. Next one up, we got Buffalo at the Chargers. Big line at 11.5. I actually think Buffalo covers here. This one might be worth a unit. That's a pretty big number. So there are some creative ways to look at it. But the Chargers have been getting points put on them by everyone. And if Justin Herbert's still out, that's definitely a blow. And then Keenan Allen, I think, is even a bigger deal. So keep an eye on that injury report, but either way, I like Buffalo minus 11.5. Next, we got Seattle and Tennessee. Caesars doesn't have a lineup for that, at least when I looked earlier today. But I got Seattle winning a close one over Tennessee at Tennessee. So kind of play that depending on the line that comes out. Indianapolis at Atlanta. I like Indianapolis to cover here. I'd also do this as a pick for the over 44.5. So if I was picking 5, I'd probably pick 1 or 2 of those. I also like the Rams one that I mentioned earlier. Cleveland at Houston. This is one, if I was going to bet, I would wait until late in the week and check the injury report. You got a ton of guys from Houston from their offensive line that have been out. You got Will Anderson Jr. that has been out. And then, of course, most importantly, C.J. Stroud. But just in a vacuum, I do like Houston minus 2.5. But it's not something I would bet unless the team looks like they're coming back at full strength. Cleveland's a good team. They got a good defense. So, like I said, all the way around, probably one I'm not going to bet. Green Bay at Carolina is one I like. I think that might just miss our top 5 picks, though. Green Bay minus 4.5 should be pretty good. I know Carolina burned us last week by doing something crazy and winning a football game. But I think Green Bay can bounce back against a Carolina team that really has no offense and should give them multiple opportunities. I did check the under for this, but the number's 36, so just not comfortable there. I think Green Bay minus 4.5 is your best play. Washington at the New York Jets. This is probably another one I'll just avoid. Both of these teams are pretty gross and can be inconsistent. I'd probably lean Washington's way just because they're getting 3 points. But not a game I'm super happy about. I also looked at the number, which is pretty low at 38. So not really tempting enough to go under on that either. Detroit at Minnesota. I like Detroit to cover the 3 points. I would, if that is something you like, probably jump on it. just, so it doesn't get icky. If you hit the 3.5, all of a sudden it is a little bit of a difference. Remember, what is it, like 15-something% of these games end on 3, so that's a pretty important number. Jacksonville at Tampa Bay. This is a pick'em game. Little surprised, but Jacksonville's lost 3 in a row. But this week they're going against the NFC South and not the AFC North, which is a big difference. So I like Jacksonville in the pick spot. If they can't beat Tampa Bay here, they might be in trouble. This would be one of my 5 as well. I like Jacksonville straight up to beat Tampa Bay by probably about a field goal or so. Arizona at Chicago. This is one where I thought I was going to be jumping all over Chicago, but the line is a little bigger than I expected at 4.5. That makes this probably an avoid here. And honestly, with that number, I'd probably even lean Arizona's way, but again, something that I'm probably just going to avoid overall. Dallas at Miami. I was kind of curious about taking Miami -1.5. That might be a good bet if you like Miami. This is definitely probably, at least one of 2 games that I'm really going to be interested in watching. But I'll definitely pay a lot of attention to this game. I think this is going to be a big key of showing strength, the AFC versus NFC, and a couple of the power teams, where they might be going. Dallas and Miami both got a pretty tough stretch down the road as well. So I really am curious how this game plays out. Lots of playoff implications, lots of betting implications. But honestly, at least at first glance, what strikes me is, one of the 5 that I would like is better than Miami -1.5. I like the over 51. I know it sounds like a giant number, but both of these teams have put up a lot of points over the course of the season. Just off of what I've seen, I would think they're probably close to 1 or 2 in points per game. And if not, they both are up there for, games over 30 points. So this could be one of those ones where you have the high scoring action. And these are 2 offenses that can almost carry it by themselves. So I really like the over in this game. Next up, we got New England at Denver. Denver's -6.5. I know with the score here I picked, it would have me leaning New England's way, but I'd actually still, if I picked one on this one, I'd still take Denver -6.5. I just don't ever trust New England. I could see Denver winning by a little bit. I could see Denver winning by a lot. I don't think there's a lot of scenarios where New England wins this game. All right, this is one I want you guys' help on. Hit me up in the comments section. I know the Raiders lost by like 14 the last time they played, but they've been playing better with their new coach. And Kansas City has been pretty terrible at covering double-digit spreads. They don't look all that great. I feel like the Raiders getting 10.5 is a really strong play. The number there is 42, so nothing really crazy that way. But it just seems like a really strong play. I could see this game. Mainly, I see Kansas City winning by 3, 7, even 10. Of course, they could blow the Raiders out, but I think the Raiders could even pull this off as bad as Kansas City's playing right now. 10.5 is just a huge number, and I don't know. I know it's at Arrowhead, but that number just doesn't seem right to me. Let me know what I'm missing. Any big injuries? Anything crazy, but 10.5 seems like a big number. All right, finishing up with the last couple of games, we got the Giants at Philly. No line for this one. They're probably holding that until that Monday night game's finished, where Philly kind of choked it away at the end. They have not looked good the last 3 or 4 weeks, but they're playing the Giants, and this is their opportunity to rebound. Plus, this is a huge game for them. They need to win their NFC East games to wrap up the division. I think Philadelphia is going to go all out and take the Giants out by at least a touchdown. So Don't know what the line is yet, but I like Philly. And finally, number a little bigger than I was expecting, but then again, it is at San Francisco. I got Baltimore at San Francisco. This is the other game that I'm definitely going to be focusing on. Try to probably watch completely. San Francisco minus 5.5. I feel like that's like right there. I would lean San Francisco's way. Probably not one that we're in a bet a unit on or anything, because that's 6 points or 5.5 points. That's kind of a big number, but I do think San Francisco's going to win. I do think they've looked like the most dominant team over the course of the year. So there's our picks. Hit that pro level membership to see the 5 that we'd pick if we were doing the Westgate this year. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. And let me know in the comment section if there's anything we missed or any questions you have on any of these games for week 16. Like I said, we're wrapping up with 3 weeks of games to go and then on to the playoffs. Thanks for watching.